You found this video at the exact moment you were meant to. And no, not in the cliché, overused way you've heard before. Something inside you pulled you here. Maybe you've been questioning where your life is going. Maybe things feel heavy, uncertain, or like something bigger is quietly trying to get your attention. If that's you, listen, because the universe rarely speaks twice. When it does, it speaks in moments like this. Let's start with a truth most people overlook. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. It speaks in patterns, in timing, in that strange feeling you can't explain, the one that tells you something is shifting. Lately, maybe you've been feeling detached from things that once made sense, or drawn to things you can't quite name. That isn't confusion. That's alignment beginning to form, the kind that doesn't make sense until it does. This is the moment where most people look away and miss the message. But you didn't. You stayed. That alone means something. And when life starts to feel uncertain, when things you thought were solid begin to fall apart, that's actually the universe preparing you to step into alignment. You're not losing direction. You're being redirected. And once you understand that, the way you move through change will never be the same again. Here's what most people don't realize. Before alignment can occur, disruption will enter. Every major shift, spiritual, emotional, or physical, begins with a feeling that something just isn't working anymore. Think back. How many times in your life did something fall apart, only for it to lead you exactly where you needed to be? A job you thought you needed, ended. A relationship you gave everything to, changed. A dream you outgrew, faded. And yet, what came after, maybe not right away, made more sense than what came before. The universe doesn't take things to punish you. It removes what blocks you from becoming who you're meant to be. So if lately it feels like everything familiar is slipping through your fingers, take a breath. That's not life falling apart. That's life rearranging itself to match your new vibration. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but that discomfort is the doorway. You've probably noticed it. The signs, little synchronicities that seem random until you start paying attention, repeating numbers that show up at just the right moment, hearing a song lyric that mirrors exactly what you were thinking, meeting someone new who says something that feels like it was meant only for you. That's not coincidence. That's communication. The universe doesn't use words. It uses reflection. And right now it's reflecting your readiness back to you. Here's the key. When you start to awaken, your external world begins to echo your internal truth. So the chaos you're seeing, the endings, the confusion, they're not signs you're off your path. They're confirmation that the old path no longer fits the frequency you're stepping into. The hardest part of alignment isn't the beginning or the end. It's the in-between, that quiet, uncertain space where you're no longer who you were, but not yet who you're becoming. In this space, people often feel lost. They question everything, their purpose, their timing, their worth. But here's what the universe wants you to know. Nothing is wrong. You're simply in the sacred space of becoming. This in-between is where your energy recalibrates, where your higher self begins to merge with the life you're meant to live. So if you feel isolated, don't mistake that for emptiness. You're not being left behind. You're being lifted, quietly, intentionally, so that what's meant for you can finally find you. And sometimes, that means being still, because what's meant for you doesn't need to be chased. It needs to be aligned with. Let's make this real for a second. Here are the signs the universe is stepping you into alignment. The first is that your old cycles feel heavy. Things you used to tolerate suddenly feel impossible to stay in. Then comes the shift in your energy. You're more sensitive to negativity and more drawn to peace. Next, people begin falling away. Not out of rejection, but because your frequencies no longer match. Synchronicities start to multiply. You're seeing repeating numbers, hearing words that seem meant for you. And finally, your intuition is louder. You just know things without evidence. And that inner knowing feels right. If any of these resonate, that's not coincidence. That's confirmation. The universe is quietly repositioning everything around you. It's not preparing you for loss. It's preparing you for alignment. Here's the truth that changes everything. You were never disconnected from your path. You were always being guided, even through what felt like the detours. Sometimes the universe has to make things loud enough for you to finally stop fighting what's unfolding. Because once you stop resisting, you start flowing. And when you're in flow, life starts to feel like a conversation instead of a struggle. This video, right now, is part of that conversation. It's not an accident. It's a reflection of your readiness. That's why the title says the universe will show you this only once, because it doesn't repeat messages when they've already been received. So take this as your sign that you're closer than you think. You're not behind. You're not lost. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Standing on the edge of alignment. You've been through the darkness. You've doubted. You've questioned everything. Your worth, your timing, your purpose. But still, you're here. Still searching, still open. That's not weakness. That's faith in disguise. Because the ones who question the most often become the ones who awaken the deepest. You are becoming the person your past self prayed you'd be. So don't rush this chapter. Live it. Because this moment, this exact one, might be the one that changes everything. If this message found you, it's because your energy called it in. And now that you've heard it, trust that things are already beginning to shift. You don't need to force anything. You just need to keep showing up, stay open, and allow life to unfold at the pace of alignment. If this resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need this reminder too. And comment below, I'm ready to align. Let that be your declaration to the universe, because once you say it, life starts moving differently. You weren't meant to stumble upon this video. You were guided to it, and the universe never leads you anywhere without reason.